Hey guys, welcome back. Today we're talking about cold during pregnancy. A few weeks ago I got very sick and I got a cold, and I think it's from I went to the beach and I had my maternity shoot there, and it went really good and the pictures turned out really nice and everything, but it was very windy and I did get splattered with some of the ocean water and did get cold and whatnot. It was hot. So women in their pregnancy are more susceptible to getting sick because their immune system is all about putting nutrients back to your baby. Everything is all about the baby, and so your health is very important. That's why you have to definitely stock up on good food. You know, eat a lot of greens, eat a lot of vegetables and good fruits, and stock up on fluids. Your baby will be demanding on your body, and that's when your immune system goes down. So like colds, food poisoning, other types of smaller illness that we get on our everyday life. But when you're pregnant, you cannot take the medicine that you're used to take, that good old strong Dayquil, NyQuil, all of that good stuff. There's a lot of restriction on your body because there's some ingredients in those medicines that are not good. So when you get sick in your pregnancy, during your pregnancy, make sure that you tell your doctor ASAP that you are sick, that you're fighting a cold, that you're fighting this, any type of symptom that makes you uncomfortable. You have to tell your doctor, and he will recommend you whichever products, whichever medicine is the safest for you, catering to your own personal pregnancy. Every woman is different, and I feel that for me, I was high risk for a long time and feel like it's not as strict now. I feel like I'm progressing in my pregnancy to a point where I don't have to worry as much, but I'm still very cautious. Like, I still don't eat fish. I still, am very strict on my diet and on what I eat and what I don't eat. I do have some leeways. I do break some rules. Now, I really like soda right now. I'm craving soda, and it's really keeping me, throughout the day. It's keeping me up and running. When I feel like I need that fizzy water or anything, I'll go for a soda. And it's not the best, but I try to avoid as much caffeine as possible. So sometimes I'll go for tea instead, or I'll go for something that's a little bit easier. Not a big fan of sparkling water. Doesn't taste that good. But yeah, so this is what I had to deal with. And keep in mind, disclaimer, make sure to talk to your midwife, to your OBGYN, to your healthcare provider, whoever's taking care of you and your baby right now. Make sure to call them up, have an appointment with them, and have that conversation to make sure that everybody is on the same page and that you're taking the right products and the right medication. So let's jump in. So first, I written down my symptoms. So this is what I had to deal with. I was sick for about 2 weeks, and at the beginning it was a sore throat. I started coughing and just waking up in the middle of the night with my throat killing me, like I couldn't breathe. So I had an extreme sore throat at night. I had to deal with phlegm, which is the first time that I've ever heard of it or even experienced it, and it's basically a very strong amount of buildup of mucus in your throat and your nose and just basically the whole system, and you have to cough it out. And that was the most disgusting thing I've ever had to deal with in my life. It was awful. I don't recommend to anybody to be driving too much during this time because you will be choking on yourself. And there was a few times where I actually had to pull over on the side of the road and just, yep, not pretty. Very embarrassing. I also had to deal with the runny nose, sneezing, body ache, fatigue. Had no appetite. I didn't really feel like eating anything. I was chewing on a lot of ice chips, so that's like the only thing that really comforted me, that cool sensation. I had a hard time sleeping because of my sore throat, so lots of insomnia, and at times I did get a little nauseous from not eating too much. And at the same time, you're pregnant, so you well, for me, you're still giving nutritious to your body, to your baby, so the body is lacking. So that's something that, you know, I really made an effort to try to eat every couple hours, at least a snack, at least something, you know, some oatmeal, some soup, something, you know, to keep my stomach and my energy up, you know. So those were my symptoms basically. I didn't have any fever. I didn't really have any temperature. One day I thought I had maybe a little bit, but I might have been just hot. Throughout my trip, I did go to Maui. Well, throughout my sickness, I did have a trip. So right before my cold got really bad, I went to Maui for a week, and it was to work with my mom. And I ended up just resting there, and my father was sick at the same time, so the two of us were just kind of like fighting off our cold and trying to rest as much as possible for that period of time. And then I came home and finished that last week in the comfort of my home. And you know, I'm glad that my mom didn't get sick and my wife didn't get sick, which I think is wonderful because I don't really want them sick, but at the same time it's like so their immune system was great, so that's good. So my doctor recommended these 3 products to me for my cold. Didn't work that good, but you know, you kind of have to let it run its course when you were sick while pregnant, because you can't take those fast relief medicine for the safety of yourself and your child. So these are the 3 products, and again, ask your doctor what is safe for you to take. It's very important. For me, my doctor specifically said Tylenol cold. You have the pills or the syrup. I was taking the syrup kind for my cold, and I was thinking about that it comes in a little shot glass, and I was thinking about one dosage every morning when I wake up, and then I would make myself a hot cup of tea and, you know, try to get as much fluid in as possible, drink a cup of water. You know, I would drink also water with lemon and mint, and sometimes, you know, tea with honey. Whatever I felt that day, that's what I would take. And as far as another medicine that they told me, it was Halls were fine for me to take. You know, those candy that you can suck on when your throat is sore. And I took a lot of it to a point where my stomach got a little bit upset, so I had to cut back. But my throat was so sore and so upset that you know, it's the only thing that kept me breathing and, you know, somewhat comfortable. And another one that I could take was the Vicks Vapor. So I put Vicks on my chest and on my throat, and it really helped. It's just sometimes I would put it in a tissue and just basically breathe into it, and it's very comforting. And the essential oil in there just, you know, helps you breathe and relax. So that's another thing that I could take. So you have your Tylenol cold, your Halls, and your Vicks Vapor. I'm also going to talk about like things that you can do at home to relieve some of the symptoms that are uncomfortable, you know. So one other thing is tea. Drink your tea. Have as much tea as you can. Try to avoid coffee. If you really love coffee and you don't like tea, you can do it. Try to do decaf if caffeine dehydrates you. So I try to do some like decaf tea as well. So I had chamomile tea with honey and a little bit of lemon juice. Those are the, you know, very simple things that you can take, that you can drink. Fill up on water, lots of water, at least 9 to 13 glasses of water. I know it's a lot, but the more fluids that you get, the more you're gonna actually be detoxifying yourself, because that water has to go somewhere. It's gonna go to you, and also you're gonna be getting rid of some water by using restrooms and whatnot. So you want to sweat and pee this cold out as soon as possible and get as much toxin off. So those are the things like bone broth, chicken broth. You can do like soups. All the noodle soups are great, you know, and you have like those little package. I know there's a lot of sodium. When you're pregnant, you want to try to avoid sodium because it swells you, like your feet and your hands, and it's very uncomfortable. But some of the broth have less sodium, or you can make your own. That's another one that's really good. Make your own broth with like vegetables. Vegetable broth is great. Vegetable soup, and oatmeal is great. Those are the things that you can eat. I also, like I said earlier, I was eating a lot of ice chip, and that it was very comforting for me to just chew on them and to to bite them, and it just, the cool water just felt really good. And you know, it also helps with your digestion. You know, it's kind of like chewing gum. Gum actually helps your digestion because it creates a motion in your body it wakes up your body telling you that you're eating something, and it makes your stomach work, you know. So that's a really good thing. You want your system to wake up and to flush those toxins out. Another thing when you're pregnant is women, their digestive system slows down because your body is trying to extract as much nutrients out of the food that you're eating. So you're not digesting food as fast, so your food takes a longer time in your stomach and in your system, so that you can provide more nutrients to your growing fetus. That's another thing. So your hormones are actually, like your estrogens, your, you know, all of that progesterone is slowing down your system, so that's why you're more prone to get sick, like colds and food poisoning. Other tricks and hacks that you can do when you're sick and pregnant. First of all, sleep. Girls, sleep as much as you can. Take naps. Schedule your naps. Make sure that you have time to take naps. If you're a working mom and you got other kids, make sure that you ask for help. I'm lucky. I'm not working right now. I'm on maternity leave, and also I don't have any kids yet. This child is my first one. So it's very important for you to ask for help. You know, call your mom, call your friends, find a sitter. And it's very important for you to communicate to your partner also that you're sick, that you're not feeling well, that you need extra time to rest. And hopefully you guys are in a situation where it's possible for you to take some time off to rest, because you don't want to exert yourself, especially if you're, you know, further along in your pregnancy. You want to be able to have that security and that time for you to get better, you know, because it will take you longer for you to get better. As much as possible, rest. A good habit for keeping your house clean. Obviously, you know, wash your hands as much as possible. I washed my hands so much that my hands started peeling. It was dry, so I had to put lotion after. And I'm the type of person that will use like the hand sanitizer. So I had this hand sanitizer that's a spray from Whole Foods, and it was really good. It's basically a more natural hand sanitizer. I used it with me when I went on the jet to go to Maui. I sprayed it everywhere. I wore a face mask when I went out, like those doctor's face mask. Also, wash your face. Wash your face at least 2 to 3 times a day. I know it's a lot, and you know it takes a long time, but the warm water will also help the congestion. If you're congestion, if you feel like you're stuffy and whatnot, it also helps with, like, you know, cleaning that, and also it clears off any kind of like germs from sneezing or coughing that's on your face, and then you're going to be touching your face with your hands. So clean hands, clean face is very important. Also, for me, I took baths. I took hot baths. Not really warm baths, because you're not supposed to do that when you're pregnant, but I did take some hot bath with, you know, my essential oil diffuser going with, you know, the same essential oil that's in Vicks. And it really helped me breathe and help me relax and just be able to cool down after, you know, I was busy or whatnot, you know. So wash your body. You know, when you sneeze, it does get on your chest, it does get on your arms, your hands, it gets everywhere. So those germs you want to avoid as much as possible, because, you know, you don't want that extra germ around your house, especially, you know, with your partner or with anybody around, you know. So that's another thing. Keep yourself as clean as possible. Another thing is your bed sheets. Clean your bed sheets. When you start getting a cold, you can wait about a week, see how you feel, and then clean your bed sheets. I usually clean my bed sheet every couple weeks, you know, sometimes every week. It depends on, you know, the temperature outside. If it's been a cooler nights, then I don't wash it as often. But if it's been hot, then, you know, me and my partner might start sweating or might start, you know, feeling gross throughout the night. So very important. And I shower right before I go to sleep every night, so my bed sheets don't get that dirty. But when you're sick, those germs, you don't know what's going on throughout the night. You know, you're asleep, you might be coughing, you might be sneezing, your nose might be running, you might be drooling. It's very important for you to clean your bed sheet maybe every 3 days when you're sick, and to make sure that your partner doesn't get sick as well. You know, try to sleep on the opposite side. So I used to face my partner, and then now I've been trying to sleep on my left side more to make sure that, you know, I don't breathe her air and I don't share those germs with her. So hopefully those tricks helped the fact that she didn't get sick. So another trick also that that's not for everybody, but for me, I have cats. I have 2 cats, and is to not avoid petting and kissing them, but try to keep it at a minimum. Of course, you want to keep showing them that you love them and that, you know, they're your babies, but a lot of times, you know, I'll feel that my cats wants attention, and one of them is very, very affectionate, so she'll come and put her face in my face and she'll rub herself on my face, and so I did try to avoid doing that to make sure that she doesn't get covered in germ. And you know, at the end of the week I did wash her to make sure that she, you know, get a good bath and get any type of germ that's left over on her, you know, from me petting her or for her cuddling up on me, because she likes to sleep with me too. So I can't stop her when I'm asleep, but she'll cuddle up and whatnot. So she's really sweet. But you know, so definitely pets, avoid your pets, not in a mean way, but try to, you know, stay a little bit further away. It's very rare for a cat or a dog or anything to get sick from our colds, but I did hear something about it. I'm not too sure how it works, but you don't want to also get them sick. I don't know if it's possible, but never know. So yeah, keep yourself cleaned up. Another trick is keep your hair up. When you're sick, you don't usually, like, you know, doll up and everything, so keep your hair up. I had my hair in a ponytail for the past like 2 weeks, so that's why I have this huge dent over here in my hair from sleeping with it up, and also you know, and I'm definitely gonna wash this hair really, like I washed this hair right after I felt like my cold was going away, and then I'm gonna rewash it again very soon to make sure that I get any type of leftover germs out of it and make sure that it's clean, you know, because you sleep, the wind, just coughing or sneezing, everything gets in your hair, and there's a lot of germs in the hair, so you want to make sure that your hair is nice and clean and dry your hair. When you're sick, you're thinking about washing your hair, dry it. Don't let it wet. Bad for you, it's bad for your cold, it's not going to help it. Another trick that a lot of people don't really think about is having a smaller trash can with a small, like, shopping bag in it to put your tissue in, and move it around with you, so you don't leave tissue laying around, or, like, you know, it's common sense. I've seen some people putting their tissue on the table or in another tissue. Don't do that. Make sure that it's in a safe place where, you know, the germ sits, and then when it's time for you to take out the trash, or when it's time for you to get rid of it, you know, make sure that you close the bag, put it in a bigger trash can, or just toss it out in your dumpster, whatever is easier for you, and then wash your hands very good, because you don't want those germs to sit around and, you know, and whatnot. If your partner is able to do this next part, awesome, is to clean the surfaces, like your counters. If you're going to be cooking or if you're going to be eating at the table, make sure that you wipe down your tables really good with a good spray that will kill the germ as much as possible. And another trick that I would like to show is a DIY disinfectant, and it's something that's very easy to make. You can use whatever is your preference. For me, I use rubbing alcohol or vodka. I have this huge bottle of vodka in my pantry, and I am pregnant, so I don't drink or anything, but I've had this huge Costco bottle, and basically what I use is that I would put it in a small spray bottle and put essential oil in it, like lavender, or you can put eucalyptus, or you can put whatever, lemongrass, whatever floats your boat. And I just put in a small spray bottle that I got from Bed Bath & Beyond, and I spray my bed sheets, I spray my couch, I spray pretty much anywhere that has fabric, or, you know, something like, you know, my curtains. I will spray that to, first of all, freshen the house, freshen the air. It helps with, you know, disinfecting, because it is alcohol, so it will kill some of the germs as well. and just refresh your home. You know, it's very important. So I do spray it on my headboard, my bed sheets, my pillows, and sometimes I just like to spray it in the air just to get like a refreshing scent. You can use whatever. Some people like to just use distilled water. Some people just like to use plain water and just shake it up every time. And you know, I just like to have the options to use something a little bit stronger. I know alcohol is not the best, but you know, you can always mix it with some water to dilute it and not make it as strong. I just feel that it's better for me, especially when you're sick. You want to try to kill as much of the germ as possible. Also, another one is, you know, to shower often, you know, clean, make sure that you're clean all the time, and change your outfits, you know, change outfits, change your clothes, make sure that you're, you know, if you have the luxury of being pajamas, then, you know, make sure you have a few sets available for you throughout the day to change into, just like, you know, you coughing, you're sneezing, you know, if you're using blankets to keep yourself warm or whatnot, if you're using sheets, you know, make sure that you're able to change them repeatedly throughout the week to make sure that, you know, those germs don't just sit on you and recycle itself on you. So those are some of the tricks that I did for myself to keep myself a little bit more happy for the 2 weeks, you know. And there's things that I didn't mention, like orange juice, or, you know, drink orange juice is great. You know, all of that stuff is very important to keep yourself. Eat a lot of fruits, a lot of fiber, you know, and keep yourself hydrated. Like, just hydrate. Soups, everything, tea, anything that can help you just get rid of that toxin and disinfect and detox as much as possible is what I would suggest for you. Again, make sure that you talk to your doctor if you're expecting. Super important. And just get better, you know. Try to get your immune system back, you know. If you are prenatals, or if you're taking any type of medication, make sure that you stick to your routine. Don't give up, you know, keep pushing through, and try to find some comfort, you know. Watch your favorite show. If you can be on your phone and just relax, and, you know, sit down and just take it easy. And when you feel better, make sure that you start exercising slowly, very slowly. So for me, it was, I took a walk and I went around just a parking lot by my house, and just kind of took a walk and around my neighborhood, and just fresh air. It was like a later afternoon, so, and it just helped me like get some exercise, you know, wake up. And then after that, I got home and I rested, you know, drink a lot of water, and doing a little bit of exercise will also wakes your body up and makes sure that your body doesn't get too overwhelmed from all the resting and the laying down that you've been into. Wake up your body. If you're able to do a little bit of yoga, again, make sure that you ask your doctor for any type of exercise that you do throughout your pregnancy. If you're able to do a little bit of stretching, you know, light stretching, sit down, relax, and just stretch your body from like all the laying down that you've been doing, and all the resting, all the sleeping that you've been doing. Yeah. So those are my few tricks that I had to deal with for my 2 weeks of a cold. I was very miserable, was very unhappy and sad, but, you know, I went through it. It will teach me, this experience will teach me to really stay on top of my game, drink more fluid, and to eat better. It's definitely, those are the things that I will take back from this experience, is definitely to take better care of myself, and make sure that, you know, I've got only about 12 weeks left until my due date. I do have a feeling that he might be early. I don't know why. It's just a gut feeling. But yeah, hopefully he does good. Hopefully he does good. Well, thank you guys. I'm gonna end the video here, but if you have any other questions, you can comment down below. If I don't know how to answer, I would say ask your doctors, ask your mom, ask your friends that have been through there, and see what's worked best for them. And seriously, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. Please take good care of yourself. Drink a ton of water. That's my #1 recommendation. I keep repeating myself, but yeah. So guys, get better, feel better. I hope that your pregnancy goes really well. I hope that your partner or your friend's pregnancy goes really well, and that you stay happy for the health of yourself, your mental health, and the mental health of your baby, because he does feel everything. So I'm trying to stay as positive as possible and pamper myself. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys next time.